Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Coffee with Jermaine. Coffee with Jermaine. What's going on, everyone? I'm gonna let some people join the stream. This is spontaneous. Yes, come on in here and join the stream. There we go. There we go. There we go, yo. What's going on? You was first. I usually don't go to Starbucks because Starbucks is like, for the most part, it's expensive, it's overpriced, and if you go every day, it's kind of like, it really adds up, you know? But I don't mind going randomly, like just every once in a while. And today was one of them days. Coffee and a blunt. Whoa, let me see what this is. Coffee and a blunt from me, from the UK. That's what's up. That's what's up, yo. It's very, very chocolatey. What is going on, yo? I did get the new GoPro. I've been using the GoPro. Yesterday's video was filmed with the GoPro. The day before that video was filmed with the GoPro. I don't think you'll ever be 100% vegan. What do you mean by 100% vegan? Do you like it? I like it. I like it. But one problem I have with the GoPro, well, I can tell you a couple problems, but if you guys have a 4K TV, you can actually see the quality. I don't have a 4K device like to see it on. So it's like I've been filming with 4K for like a couple of years, but I've seen very little of my footage actually in 4K because I don't have a 4K monitor. I was actually thinking about buying an actual desktop, one of those 5K monitor desktops. But then I'm also thinking about leaving the country like pretty soon. If not, I haven't made up my mind if I'm going to leave the country, but I think I'm definitely going to leave San Francisco. I think I'm definitely going to leave the city. I don't think I'm going to move away from the city permanently. I think what's going to happen is I'm just going to move away. What's going on, Trinity? I saw you were live streaming earlier. I was like, damn, she's doing an early one. I think I'm just going to leave the city for like a couple months and then come back. Especially, like, because I'm thinking about other places to move to in the U.S. And I really like Nashville. Nashville is sounding very, very appealing right now. And also Austin's sounding pretty appealing too. But I don't exactly want to just move there and like don't come back here. Like, and I don't exactly want to move right now because if I move right now, I'm going to have to like buy a car. And that's going to be a large expense. And then, I don't know, like, I don't know, I'm just not ready to move right now. I mean, I'm thinking about moving, but what I'll probably do is at the end of next month, just put everything in storage and go travel. I don't know if I'm going to rent a car and go cross country and travel that way because I haven't really explored the U.S. that much. So it would be pretty dope to rent a car because I can actually work on a couple different apps like cross country and I can still make money and make different content. So I was thinking about that, or I was also just thinking about just going traveling, backpacking around the world. Getting that new 5G iPhone and then just that way I'll have two iPhones and that one could be unlocked. And then I could just travel and just use 5G freaking service and upload videos. What about Orange County? Orange County's chill. I love the get up and go vibe. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do because like I said, I've been here for like, it's been what, like 13 or 14 months, like nonstop. And for me to be in one place a year, it's kind of like, sort of a big deal. You know what I mean? I would love to stay for the summer, no, for the winter. I would love to stay here for the winter, but that once again, that's only if I find a cheap place. You know what I mean? I don't want to sign a 1 year lease because if things get worse, or if the job situation get worse, or if just something else happens, the virus gets a lot worse. Like I don't want to necessarily be stuck here. What if the virus gets worse here and I have signed a 1 year lease and I'm kind of stuck here? Like I just want freedom and flexibility to take off. Do you prefer male or female roommate? I really don't care actually. I really don't. I really don't mind. Right now I live with some guys and it's super chill. You shouldn't get a messy roommate. I don't know. People are like, I noticed that people talk about the roommate thing quite a bit, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I guess maybe here in the Bay, like with the pricing being so expensive, like people, it's just common thing for people to like have roommates. But I can tell it's not where a lot of you guys are watching from. Good morning. Dallas has a faster pace than Austin. You might like Dallas. Really? Dallas has a faster pace than Austin? Austin? Hmm. I'm really thinking about Nashville for some reason. I don't know exactly why, but I'm really thinking about Nashville, and I think it's because it's close to it's close to it's close to Memphis. It's close to my family, but it's not like right there with my family, you know what I mean? Why you don't like SF no more? No, I still like SF, but the thing with SF is I'm weighing out my options here, you know? I'm weighing out my options here, and I'm just thinking about trying other places. It's nothing that I dislike about the city. Don't get me wrong, I love the city. Like, I love the city. Like, I love waking up and walking places and taking a skateboard. But at the same time, I'm trying to figure out, like, could there be something else I'm missing out on? This is just what I'm starting to wonder. Could it be something else I'm missing out on? We miss you come back to Istanbul. So if I do decide to travel Istanbul, no, Turkey is on that list because Turkey is a place that we can go to. I know a lot of people say Americans can't go anywhere, but believe it or not, we can go a lot of places. That's BS when someone says Americans can't go anywhere. Some countries you can't enter from the US, right? Like South Africa. I can actually go to South Africa right now, but I can't go there from the US. So what I could do is go to Namibia, stay in Namibia for 2 weeks and quarantine in Namibia, and then from there I could go to South Africa. Like, but once again, like on the media it says, "Oh, Americans can't go to South Africa." Like, there's all sorts of loopholes. Just like in one of my other videos, someone said like, "Oh, you can't buy a house because you don't have a stable job and a stable income for 2 years," and I was wondering, first off, how does that person know I don't have a stable job and a stable income? Like they've never seen my tax return. They've never seen they don't know what my income is. And once again, who's to say that I was gonna do the 20% down loan? Like there's also the owner finance option where you just make terms and you don't go through the bank. There's also the option of putting 30% down. Like there's more than one way to buy a house, yo. I found today and watch all your videos. You found me today and watch all my videos? Wow, you must be AI robot or something. Good morning, Jerm. You up early, my man. I'm always up early. Yo. How do the dreads attach to your actual hair? So I did a video showing people how to do that. It's like getting mad bright right now. I did a video showing people how to. Just look up self-employed loans. Look up self-employed loans. They're not the same as a 20% down payment. Hello, overcast Seattle. Oh, it's overcast in Seattle right now. You guys have had a freaking amazing summer, though. No, the sky's completely normal right now. Yeah, the sky's completely normal, yo. I have I have like 4 videos I already uploaded on YouTube, and I was gonna like push one out this morning, but then I just felt like talking to you guys because I've been awake since like 4:35 I've been awake. So I was gonna make a video for you guys. I was just gonna push one of the videos out that I already uploaded, but they're kind of like, they're all sit-down videos, you know? So I was thinking, I need to put a vlog out, but I have like 2 vlogs that I haven't edited. And then I'm like, I don't feel like editing, I'd just rather talk to you guys straight up. What's up, yo, from Berlin? Berlin in the house. Depending on where you go, if you have to wait for the test. Like, not every country is requiring tests. What do you think about NYC or Philadelphia? A lot of people from NYC I know is moving to Philly right now. It would be so chill to have him as a man. Crazy. Cross-country live stream. Maybe I should do that. You know, when I'm traveling in the US, it's so much easier to receive mail. Okay? So much easier to receive mail. When I'm traveling outside the country, it's like there is no mail. Like, there is no mail. Like, if you get a company and they want to send you something, you know, they expect you to be in the US, you know? And if you tell them you're in some, you know, you're in some random country, they're gonna be like, oh, we don't ship there, you know? No noise in this background. I'm in this like little secluded location. This little spot I hang out at. It's sort of like in between some buildings, and it's not a lot of traffic in this area like this time of day. Lost my debit card, impossible to get one sent here. Okay, so another thing about debit cards, so whenever I travel, especially when I'm going to be going long periods of time, like months, what I'll usually do is I'll have my cards with me, of course, and I'll try to use Apple Pay everywhere if it's that type of country. Some countries you can do that in, like South Africa, you can use Apple Pay a lot of places, right? Australia, everywhere. England, really popular, right? But I'll always take an extra card with me, like an extra card that's not even activated. I'll take one with me and I'll have it in the bottom of my backpack somewhere. So that way, if I ever lose my card, I have another card with me that's not activated, and I can just like call the bank and activate it, you know? I know it's so bad. I was pronouncing Namibia so wrong. So messed up. I was straight butchering Namibia, yo. So I've been in Thailand a couple times. You know, I'm not gonna lie, Thailand would actually be a really chill place to go to right now. It would be a really chill place to go to. Number 1, Thailand's cheap. Number 2, it's warm. Number 3, I don't necessarily like the whole quarantine thing, but you gotta quarantine in like a fancy hotel for like 2 weeks, which I don't want to quarantine in a fancy hotel for 2 weeks because I'd rather quarantine in a shitty hotel for 2 weeks. Like, I guess it's nice to quarantine in a fancy hotel, but Thailand would be a dope place to go. And also, they're giving out 6-month travel visas with Thailand. So Thailand, for real, they're trying to keep people in their country, yo. Because before, they would give you these little 30-day visas. And what people would do is people, especially like Westerners, they would constantly do visa runs. And when you do visa runs, that's good for the country because now you constantly got people running back and forth to go to the airport just to take a flight to leave the country and then come back into the country. So what happens in Thailand, like they have all these flights, you know, they have all these airport rides, they have all these like everybody's going to the airport all the time. So like now with the coronavirus, they're just going straight up give you 6 months to stay in the country. Because I know a lot of people in Thailand, every month they would constantly do the visa runs. Like every month they would do visa runs. And like they would leave for like a day or two and like go to another country and then come back so that way they can restart their 30 days. And now they don't have to do that because they can get 6 months. So maybe I'll go to Thailand. I would love to post up in Thailand for 6 months. But if I do that, I'll get deactivated from some of the apps I'm working on. Vietnam. Vietnam is cheap. Can Americans go to Vietnam? Because the cases aren't that bad in Vietnam. I might just creep up and go to Southeast Asia, yo. But I think if I travel the next time, if I leave the country, I'm not going to take one backpack. I'm going to take like a suitcase. Because just taking one backpack is chill. But like with a suitcase, like I can have different things to make video, different props. You know what I mean? Like a tripod. Like that's one problem I ran into. Like couldn't take a tripod. Everything had to fit in one bag, you know? I've been to Malaysia. Malaysia's dope, yo. I'm on a visa extension since March. What country you in, Christina? I know hella people are doing visa extensions right now. Thailand close to the U.S. for now. So when they said they're close to the U.S., what about the people, the Americans that were already there? Like, are they still like over there? You know? Oh, you in India? Ooh, India. Oh, Vietnam's closed right now. But I was just thinking about going to Eastern Europe because like Albania, Macedonia, Turkey, they all letting Americans in. They like, come on, we need your money. Yo, spend some dollars. Everything over there is super cheap right now too, because ain't no tourists. Namibia had 12 murders this week. Dang, y'all sound like Memphis, Tennessee over there. But I guess y'all is like a whole country and Memphis is like just a city. 12 murders this week? Oh my gosh. You sure it wasn't just COVID deaths? Wow. Namibia is a country I could go to, actually. They accepting Americans. I don't know how I would get there. Maybe you fly to like from here to Dubai and then catch a flight from Dubai to Namibia. Because them Arab flights go everywhere all over Africa, yo. What's the two Arab airlines? Etihad and Emirates. They go like everywhere, yo. Never been to the U.S. or San Francisco. Is it safe? Man, a lot of parts of the U.S. are very safe. Like, it's the cities in the U.S. that can kind of get rough. Once you get outside the cities, U.S. is an amazing country, yo. Eastern Europe living that rough post-Soviet life. Yeah, it is rough over there in Eastern Europe, I ain't gonna lie. But I don't mind it, though. Like, it's so hot over there. Oh, my gosh, bro. And I'm pretty sure in the winter it gets brutally cold. Like, the weather, the swings like crazy, yo. Like, I thought it swing like crazy in New York. No. Go to some of them Eastern European countries. I'm talking about it's going to be -10 in the winter, and it's going to be 110 in the summer. And you ain't going to get no breaks in between. Did you pay rent? Yeah, I've been paying rent the whole time. Yes, there are expensive reparation flights, but I grew up in Stockton, but we always went to SF back in the day. Oh, wow. You have to pay for those flights to come back to the U.S.? Like, they're not free? The flights that bring you back to the U.S., the emergency flights? Did you pay rent? Yeah, I did pay rent. Just one of my roommates on the washroom. Qatar Air is another one. Qatar Air probably goes there. It's either Qatar Air or Emirates, one of those. Before you leave SF, can we get to the Bayview video? I mean, I'll go to the Bayview. I just don't know. Maybe I'll go today. What's up, Jermaine? Met you at VidCon a bunch of years ago. Hope you're doing great. Oh, yeah, I'm still doing good, man. Yeah, still doing good, just hanging out in San Francisco still. You studying any languages at the moment? No, I'm not studying any languages. San Francisco looks beautiful and peaceful. Yeah, San Francisco is beautiful and peaceful. Yes, very beautiful and peaceful place. Yes. Yes, you got that right. Very beautiful and peaceful. Amazing. Yes, San Francisco right now. Every day, beautiful. Peaceful. Where are you moving next? Maybe Nashville or Austin or Vegas. Vegas is pretty cheap, actually. I was just looking at prices. Even freaking Austin, y'all. I was looking at prices in Austin, and I don't know why I was just imagining that the prices would be the same as the prices around here. No. Austin is much cheaper. Much cheaper. Vegas, like, if you're buying something, it's pretty cheap. Some of the rentals are kind of pricey in Vegas, I noticed. It's so peaceful until you go to the Tenderloin or Mission District. How about a Chinatown tour? I did so many Chinatown tours, yeah. Are people relaxed there or are they still in panic mode? I think it really depends on the person you're talking to, because some people are still on panic mode and some people are like, they're just kind of like, yeah, I got my mask, but I'm not going to freak out. You know what I mean? But a lot of people freaking out, like, you be like, I walk down the street and I notice a lot, like, you can see people freaking out. They're just like walking across the street, putting their mask on, and then when you pass, they'll walk back across the street. Yeah, I think it just really depends. Like, some people are afraid of it, some people are not. Just moved from LA to Vegas, so I'm thinking about Vegas, bro. No, I know you're not a bro, you're a girl, but I'm really thinking about Vegas just because of the price. No, the thing that concerns me about Vegas is the summers and the heat. That's one thing that really concerns me about Vegas. I really don't like the heat. I mean, it's straight up a desert, So that's like my main concern. Now, what I could do is just take off and travel, but like, look, I don't think that'll work, because I think if I move to a place like Vegas, maybe I wouldn't travel so much. Like, maybe I would. I don't know. Like, a different place will introduce you to different things. Oh, Austin. Yeah, I know. The heat, it's crazy hot in Austin too, but it's crazy hot in Memphis. Like, it's crazy hot in most places in the U.S. in the summer, except for the California coast. I mean, that's just bottom line. Like, pretty much everywhere is going to be hot, except for San Francisco. And, like, maybe parts of, well, I would definitely get a car if I moved to Vegas. I mean, if I move anywhere outside of San Francisco, I'm going to get a car. Like, just bottom line, because you're going to need a car to go anywhere once you leave the city. Haven't had Starbucks in a long time. This is great. When it's hot, stay with AC. But then when I start to think about like how hot it's gonna be in Vegas and all that, I'm just like, look, it might just be better just staying here. It might just be better staying here. So what if it costs more? You still flying the California flag, you know? Yeah, I still do deliveries. Not as bad. Santa Barbara, not too bad, bro. Santa Barbara would be great. But the thing with Santa Barbara is I already live there. So if I do move back to Santa Barbara, I already know what to expect. Like, it won't be a new adventure. It won't be a new chapter in my life. It'll be a different chapter in my life, but it won't be new. You know what I mean? Because, like, I already live there. That could be a place I can move back to, honestly. Like, that really could be a place I can move back to. That's not a place that I could, like, buy a house in, though. You know, that's not a place it's cheaper than San Francisco, but it's still very expensive in Santa Barbara. So I don't know if that could be an option. It could be an option because the rent's cheap enough. Just don't ever buy a place. Just keep investing in the stock market. The pandemic messed up your kids. Are you ever gonna settle down and have kids? I don't know. Probably not. No jobs in Vegas. Yep, you're right about that. Actually, Vegas has the worst unemployment rate, and that's probably why so many people. It's probably why so many people are moving to Vegas because housing is so cheap because the unemployment rate is so high. You don't need a car in NY. Maybe I should go check out Brooklyn. See, the thing about Brooklyn is there's certain neighborhoods in Brooklyn that can get pretty affordable. You know what I mean? There's certain places you can get farther out off of the beaten path. Maybe I should check out Brooklyn. If you had a remote job, Vegas would be a good option. Yeah, it would be a good option, but then once again, you're in the middle of the desert, you know? So yeah, if you got a remote job, if you got a remote job, any place is a good place to live. Like, bottom line, any place is a good place. But Vegas would be a really cheap place to live. When you come back to Turkey, it would be my pleasure to buy a beer for me. Yes. Who knows when I'll come back to Turkey? I mean, they definitely got cheap dinners over in Turkey. Definitely got a reason to do that. How about St. Louis? St. Louis is not a bad place. But you know, a place that's kind of that I'm kind of thinking about. I think it's kind of gotten too expensive already. I'm kind of thinking about Detroit, of all places. Detroit, yo. I'm thinking about freaking Detroit. How crazy is that? No, I don't necessarily know. The reason why I'm thinking about Detroit is because Detroit is such an unusual place to live, and it's such an undesirable place to live that it can make for some really good content. Just because people, if they want to know about Detroit, like, I'll be chilling in Detroit. You know, I was thinking about Detroit. So, sorry to interrupt, but you are so gorgeous. Oh, thanks. $1 for a house in Motown. That would be dope. If I could get a $1 house, that would be pretty cool. Thank you for the super chat. Y'all know that's why I be doing these live streams. Be doing these live streams to get super chats, yo. Can you handle Michigan winter? Okay, so look, we just went from one extreme to the other extreme. So we went from Vegas talking about the extreme heat, and now we're talking about the extreme winter in Michigan. So that's a good question. But you know what? Both of these places are so cheap. Like, what if I got like a crappy place in both of them, and then I just went back and forth? What if I bought a fixer in Detroit and I bought a fixer in Vegas and just went back and forth? Like, hey, it's too hot here, let's go over there. Oh, it's too cold, let's go down there. So Boston. But you know what? Boston could actually be a place because I actually got a homie in Boston that has been trying to get me to come to Boston. So if I actually went to Boston, I would have a cool place to stay. But see, the thing about Boston, I don't know if I would want to be. I think I'd want to drive a car if I lived in Boston. Because I don't think I want to. Because I remember when I was in Boston, I took the skateboard. It was cool, but like the roads were like crappy in Boston because they have bad winters in Boston. So with all the snow and all the stuff on the roads, it messes up the roads. So I remember, like, I would need a car in Boston. But that would be cool because I got a friend who owns a couple houses in Boston. And he's been trying to get me to come, like, stay with him. He's like, come out and stay for a couple months, you know? Like, I know you like to travel and bounce around. Boston would be a good place because I could work in the sharing economy in Boston. You know, I may actually think about Boston. You know what I may think? I'm glad I'm having this live stream right now because y'all opening up my eyes because I'm not necessarily trying to just ditch San Francisco. But like what I want to do is I want to just go somewhere else and make content and like work and sort of like live my normal life somewhere else in the country and like just talk about it and just make a vlog. You know what I mean? I kind of want to do that. And Boston, I could actually make Boston work more than any other place right now when I'm thinking about it. Because I could make Nashville work. I got a homie in Nashville, but like if I moved to Nashville, like that's almost too close to home. Boston would be more that city vibe. Boston would be more that, I don't know, Boston would be more my alley. But the thing with Boston is, I get it. Boston's more of a college town. Yeah, I can kind of see that. But it wouldn't, like I say, like I would just stay there for a couple months. You know what I mean? Go there for a couple months, make some videos, like, you know, do some Uber, do some Postmates, do some TaskRabbit. You know, why not? Texas is cheap. Texas is really cheap. Like when I was looking at them prices for Austin, I was just like, damn, I see why everybody moving here. Like just looking at them prices for Austin, I was just like, wow, yo, for $400,000, you can get like a dope ass house. You know, you can't $400,000. You about to get a parking spot around here. Boston is not the best for African Americans. Oh, I can totally agree with you on that one. Totally agree with you on that one. But once again, like if I went to a place like that, I wouldn't stay no more than 2 months. It would be like 1 month, 2 months. But I totally feel you on that. But then also Boston would be a place that like once it gets cold in Boston, like it's gonna be cold in Boston, you know what I mean? Like Texas. I'm gonna keep my eyes open. Maybe I just won't look at any places in SF to move to. Like I'm still gonna go look at places. Like I'm supposed to go tour a place today. But maybe I want to just go travel outside the country. No, outside of California, because I think that'll be dope. Boston doesn't get as cold as Detroit. Oh, it doesn't get as cold as Detroit. It's not a lot of work in Texas. Well, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all places that I'm looking at that would be that I kind of one thing I'm looking at. I'm thinking of places that would really be good for apps to work. Boston would be a really good place to work with apps. Austin would be a good place. I would imagine possibly Dallas would, maybe Dallas would be a good place. Yo, thanks for the super chat, Miss Locke. Maybe Boston would be a good place. No, I know Boston would be a good place because there's a lot of money in Boston, and it's a lot of college students in Boston. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Boston would be a chill. You would be safe in Boston. Boston, Seattle. Seattle would be very very close to get to from all of them, just because Seattle is just it's just right up there. I got a homie in Seattle. I don't know. I don't know. We've been talking online, but like I think we're sort of on different wavelengths. Your most viewed video is the Israel one. Really? I thought it was a Robin Hood video. But that video got promoted big time in Israel though. Like right where if I look at the analytics on that video, like probably 99% of the views all came from the country of Israel. But yes, Boston is a good choice besides NYC. Well, you know what? I may call up my friend in Boston and be like, yo, I'm about to come over there and hang out for a little bit. Because I can just like go there, you know, pay him rent, cheap rent. Because like I said, he got a bunch of houses. He's always been trying to get me to come out. And I can just rent a car for super cheap. Man, that right there will be way cheaper than being in San Francisco, y'all. It'll be way cheaper than being in San Francisco. And then Boston, you can make probably about the same amount of money you can make here. I'm guessing. Like, I'm thinking. I see people posting things online. But then when I go there, I can just go with the flow. Like, ride around, experience, like, see stuff. Like, stay for like a month or two. Or if I don't do it, or if I don't go to Boston and do that, go to Seattle. But the thing about Seattle is I've actually never been to Seattle. And I think it would be dope to go and stay in Seattle for like a month or two when I've never even been there. I think that'd be so dope. The money is true, but you can, but similar cost of living, I think. Where I'm from, my sister says about the Bay. So the thing about, similar cost of living, I feel you on Boston. I'm not saying Boston is cheap, but what I'm saying about Boston is, I just know I know my situation there. Like I know like my homie, he's got like a 3-bedroom house. He lives alone. He was trying to rent some rooms out, but when the coronavirus started, he was like, no, I'm not gonna rent any rooms out. So like he's got parking. Like he doesn't live like in downtown Boston. He lives like right outside of Boston, but it's like really close. Like it's like it would be the perfect setup. But then I'm also thinking about Seattle too, because Seattle can be good for a lot of other things. See, the thing about Seattle is, if I go to Seattle, maybe I could get away with not having a car in Seattle. And if I'm not in a car, I'm just gonna make different content. You know what I mean? Now I know Seattle has a lot of rain. Seattle also has a lot of outdoor places to explore, which could be really cool. A lot of outdoor places. Seattle also has rad powered bikes up there, so I could probably go up there and like do some collabs with them. Because that's where the bikes come from, Seattle. So Seattle could actually be a pretty good one. I'm actually gonna call up my homie in Seattle and talk to her and be like, yo, look, I'm about ready to split from SF. And I'm thinking about, just coming up there and chilling for a little bit. What's good? you know? So I am leaving SF, but I'm not like leaving SF saying, bye bye San Francisco. I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. I think I'm just gonna leave SF like I was doing before the pandemic. Like I take off for a couple of months and then I like come back. You know, go travel somewhere and then come back. So like right now, I've been talking to y'all on this live stream, and y'all got me excited. Y'all got me geeked up, right? I'm ready to get out of here now because I'm thinking about other places around the country I can go to and make videos. You know, so I'm getting really excited. So like, Vegas is a dump. Like I don't even think I'm gonna mess with Vegas because I'm thinking about Seattle would be a good place, and Boston would be a good place. Boston would be a real good place to go. Yeah, Boston would be a good place to go. Or Seattle. But Boston's like mad far. That's the thing. Seattle, I could get there in like one day. I could take the Amtrak and get there. Like I could just take the freaking. Now with Seattle, I won't even need the skateboards. Seattle will be a cool one because it rains all the time in Seattle. So like, I could just take the bike and like 2 backpacks on the train and just go up there. Just do an Airbnb for like a month. I think I'm gonna do that shit, yo. Let's do that. Let's do that. Bam. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit up Seattle first. So like at the end of next month, we're gonna go to Seattle. I'm gonna see what that's like. But the thing about Seattle is like I'm gonna be moving in the middle of the election and bullshit. Oh, Ukraine in the house. What's up, Ukraine, yo? I want to go back to Ukraine, yo. I love Odessa. Odessa was cool. All them skyscrapers they had over there. Man, how come we don't have like high-rise buildings like that all over the U.S.? Man, all over Odessa, like they had, man, just cool buildings you can live in. Like I remember hitting up an Airbnb. I was on the 20th floor. It was like mad cheap too. I'm thinking I can go back and stay for like a month, yo. It'd be like $700. I could be on 30th floor, you know, bomb views. Like I'd probably stay there and like look out the window all day. Can't you wait till the elections? I'm trying to wait till after elections, but we got to be out of my place on the 25th of next month. Kiev is dope. I didn't make it to Kiev, but I'm sure I'll be back. I'm from Odessa. If you need some, if you're working. Yeah, dude, I'll come back. Oh my gosh, huge fan. Please notice me. What's up? Next month. So like the end of next month, I'm thinking about just dipping out at the end of next month. But I'll just like maybe I'll go travel for like a couple months, you know, 2-3 months. Like I still have everything registered here. Like I'm gonna come back. Like I still have like, you know, things here. You know, I'm not moving like cross country. I think I'm just gonna go travel around because it would be cheaper than staying here, and it would just be a different experience. Like it'll be a different experience. Like I'm in another place, seeing something else. And another thing, like whenever like for the past couple of years, like I've just been in and out the country, and what do? I just like come hang out in San Francisco and then leave. Like I want to go see other places around the U.S. If you need some store stuff. If you need some store stuff. If you need some store stuff. Oh yeah, I do need to. Yeah, I do have to store some stuff for sure. Can you make a video traveling on ship? So I did a couple cruise boat ships when I was in Northern Europe, but they were not like cruise boats that like we're used to in the U.S. They're more like it's a big cruise boat, but it's like an overnight cruise. You don't travel this year like last year. So I did travel last year, but I just didn't travel because of the pandemic this year. You're more of a Pete's Coffee fan? What's up, Jermaine? I hope you're doing great. Yeah, I'm doing great. Go to Hawaii, flights are low. Hawaii would be a good one, but the thing with Hawaii is sort of kind of tricky. And it's not, Hawaii is sort of kind of tricky. Louisiana would be amazing to go to in January. Yeah, a great place to go in January when everywhere else is cold, when Boston's freaking freezing, when Seattle's just dumping rain. But then if I went to Seattle, I'd probably get a car and start driving though. Cause I don't know, like I would get so tired of the rain. Like when it starts to rain here for like 2 days, I'm just like, yo, I'm tired of this. But it hasn't rained here in 2 days in a long time. Shout out from London. Keep posting videos. Oh, London in the house. Yo, I miss the UK so much. Go see your mom first. I'm seeing my mom in like a week. I'm like 10 days. I'm gonna see my mom. I'm missing my mom. I would stay in my hometown, but my hometown ain't just thriving like that, yo. My hometown's not, and I'm gonna tell y'all another reason I want to move back home. I don't know if this makes any sense to y'all, but like, okay, so basically, right now, when I live here in SF, like, I basically do whatever I want to, right? I just do whatever I want to. I don't answer to anyone. Like, no one asks me what I'm doing, right? No one asks me where I'm going. No one asks me when I'm coming back. Like, no one questions me. Like, no one does. The problem is, if I go move back home, I'm gonna be questioned a lot. Like, what are you doing? When are you doing? What are you doing next week? What are you doing? When are you coming over? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? When are you gonna do this? I'm gonna be questioned a lot, you know? So this is one thing I think about when I move back home. Like, I think about how, like, yeah, I'll be in people's lives, but then, god dang, like, I'm gonna be straight up in people's lives, you know? So that's why, and then also, like, things ain't just thriving back home. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can make money, but, like, I don't think I can make near as much money back home with these apps. Yeah, this cup of coffee's mad cold now. Back home, you feel obligated to other people's expectations. And then another thing about back home, too, I'm gonna keep it real about back home. We should smoke sometime soon. Another thing about back home is, like, okay, so, like, wherever you come from, there's standards. You know what I mean? Now, when you go move and go somewhere else, you discover different standards. You know what I mean? You discover things that, like, different things, right? So, like, when I come back home, like, it's like I have to, like, sort of fit these sort of standards, but, like, I don't want to. You know, I can go live anywhere else and take my own bullshit standards, and it's cool. You know what I mean? Your mama's gonna be so happy to see you. Yes, she is. Yeah, you can't always be as free as you want. Yeah, you're right. You cannot always be as free as you want it. Will you be happy if I donated $400 to you? Yeah, but you should do it on Cash App if you're gonna donate $400 to me. Because on YouTube they take like 30% of the super chats, but on Cash App it's like 100%. You are pretty free though. Yeah, I'm pretty free. I am pretty free. I love being free. And to a lot of people, that can be very, that, you know what I mean? Like, put it like this. Like, so I go back home, and the last time I was back home, like, for the holidays, it's like all the cousins are together, right? All the cousins are together, and I'm there with my brother, and this is like the time where, like, everybody should be happy to see each other, right? But, like, ain't nobody saying anything happy. Like all the dudes are talking about, yeah, work, we got the kids, got the house, I just got me a new truck, you know? And it's like that's it. It's like, I don't just want to be, like, I'm not that, I don't know. Maybe it's just a different phase of life, you know what I mean? When you're married, you got the house, you got the job, you're watching the kids grow up. Maybe you're just in a different, like, just a different point in life. And I'm not in that point, right? So like for me, it's like I kind of feel like I'm less of a person when I go around like people back home. I feel like I'm less of a person because I don't have the car, I don't have the job, I don't have the kids, I don't have the wife. You know what I mean? I don't have any of those things. And then on the flip side, like I don't have a job where I wear a uniform, right? Like I basically do whatever the fuck I want, you know? So like to go back home, like that's just like kind of like a weird disconnect, you know what I mean? Like one week at mom's didn't travel. It's just a free thinker. Yeah, I'm definitely a free thinker. I try not to do the merry-go-round. How about DC? DC would be a good one too. DC would be a real good one. And then another thing, yo, like it's been, I don't know, it's just like maybe I should just move to South Africa, yo. Because I was actually looking at condos in South Africa, yo. For like 50,000, you can get like a decent condo, yo. And I got this account where like I was trying to save just like $25,000, right? I was trying to save to buy this condo in Memphis for like 100 grand. And like now that account has like 50,000 in it. So I'm like, damn, I could just go to South Africa and like buy a place and just chill there, yo. I ain't even got to do no mortgage or nothing. You know, just be chilling. You're more of a person to have the freedom to live the life you want. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna probably travel and not really settle down, because if I just travel and don't settle down, if I settle down, it's gonna cost a lot of money because I'm gonna have to buy a car. If I settle down, like if I go back to Nashville, if I go back to Memphis, I'm gonna wanna buy a car, and I'm also gonna wanna put down money on a place to live, right? And what that's gonna do, that's just gonna keep me there, right? But if I don't do that, and if I just travel, I won't spend any money on a car. I won't have to sell any stocks, and I won't spend any money putting down on a place that I probably really don't want to live in. And I can just keep traveling. Stay free. You know, you're a young guy. Enjoy being single. I'm not that young. I'm like old. I'm like 33. Watching from South Africa. I'm sure someone's gonna be like, "You're 33?" People think I'm like 21, yo. Like literally, people think I'm 21. I'm like, thanks. Like it still doesn't get me laid, you know. Not around here. And I want coffee now. Is Starbucks showing y'all commercials or something? 33 is a baby. I'm 50. Oh, that's not old. I thought you were 25. Everybody thinks I'm 25, yo. Ain't nothing wrong with being young. What about when you get older? It's just easy to say no at 33. What about when you're 43 or 50? Good question. I don't know. Good question. What it's going to be like then? You owe nothing to no one. This is your life. And if you seek adventure, your expectations over a truckload. Cool. I'm on 60 and never did what expected of me. You owe it to yourself. You'll be happy. And no, believe me, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna settle down. I'm gonna keep pushing the envelope. But I'm not gonna lie, like staying in San Francisco this year has been freaking amazing, yo. Like it has. Like it freaking has. Like there's some things that happen that I'm gonna have to tell you guys after this company goes out of business, right? Something happened earlier, and I want to tell you guys, but like if I tell you guys right now, like I could possibly get in trouble. But like if I wait till this company goes out of business, I'm pretty sure this company is gonna go out of business. I'll tell you guys what happened, but I'll probably tell you guys in like a year from now. But like, just remember, like in 2020, something happened to Jermaine, and like it was super dope. Me, I am always keep wise old friends. I have a lot of old friends. When I was like 18, no, when I was 16, I was hanging out with like 25-year-olds. I think that's why I was so But basically, I can give you a hint. No, if I even say that word, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. It may be a little dishonest, but I don't think nobody around here would think it's dishonest. I can't say it right now, but I can tell you in like a year or so. Well, you have an older brother. I have an older brother. Yeah. So down for that story. Don't buy a car. Cars suck. I don't want to buy a car. I mean, if I do buy a car, like if I get a new car, I want to get a Chevy Bolt, right? And a Chevy Bolt is like $34,000. So like, I really don't want to finance it. So I would literally just pay for it in cash, and I don't want to sell $34,000 worth of stock to buy a new car. But that would buy a Chevy Bolt. And I know a lot of people are saying, what about a Tesla? You would literally sell Tesla shares to buy a Chevy? Well, the reason is, a freaking Tesla Model 3 is like $50,000, yo. It's way more. And by the time that $25,000 Tesla come out in 3 or 4 years, who knows? I'll probably need a new car by then. Let's see the fit. You can buy a used boat for under $20,000. But the problem with getting a used boat for under $20,000, like I've been looking at this. I've been checking this out, yo. The problem with getting a used boat under $20,000 is they're like right at 20,000. If it was at like 15, I thought a Model 3 was 30K. So the thing with a Model 3, you go to the Tesla website, they don't give you that tax incentive anymore. With the Chevy Bolt, you get $8,500 off is the government incentive. The Tesla doesn't give you that incentive anymore. So I think the base price for Tesla is like $40,000. But then you're gonna have to add something. Like nobody just gets a basic Tesla. And of course, I'm gonna want to add the self-driving. So that's $8,000 more. So that's gonna be $48,000. Like I don't want to spend $48,000. No, I'm cool. So yeah, but it's a grant for 5K. Oh, it's 5,000. But is that for California? Because if you go outside the state, it's different. Yeah, there are so many BMWs right now because so many people that drove BMWs are now Tesla people. So BMWs have kind of like lost its style. You like my fashion? This is what I got on today. And I got another Africa shirt on. I'm always rocking Africa shirts. I'm actually not gonna wear this today. I literally just woke up and like just got coffee and just like walk across the street. So I'm just gonna freaking go to I'm gonna go back home and like take a shower. Love your channel. You getting a new e-bike? I'm probably not getting an e-bike now because I'm probably gonna be moving around, and it's wintertime coming up too. I really wanted a VanMoof, an X3 VanMoof. Beautiful bike. Very, very slow. Very kind of janky, but just beautiful bike. Like I really wanted one. But like I don't think I'm gonna get a bike right now. I think I'm probably gonna sell my bike actually. Because I don't want to put it in storage. How about a camper van since you travel so much? Instead of having a camper van, I wouldn't mind just sleeping in a freaking car versus a camper van. I wouldn't mind just sleeping in our front seat. Versus a camper van, because I would rather sleep in a car because a car is way more stealthier than a van, and also a car is a lot more efficient than a van too. So like when I used to live in a Chevy Bolt, I would just sleep in the driver's seat. And that's what a lot of other drivers did too. Like a couple of years ago, a lot of Uber drivers used to live in the Chevy Bolts, and they would like park it at the charging station and charge the car and then go sleep in the car while the car is charging. And when the car is charging, you can have the heat on in the car. So like the car is charging, you got the heat on. There's no exhaust coming out of the tailpipe, right? And you're back there to sleep, and the car is charging, you wake up, the car is freaking fully charged, the car is warm, and you can go drive making some deliveries, go back making some money. Made it to a live show. Oh, this is yo, this guy here, um HVAC vlogger. Dude, I follow this guy on Instagram. He's in San Francisco. This dude, I think he likes San Francisco skyscrapers too. He works and does like work inside of buildings, like for the air conditions, right? And homeboy takes some dope Instagram photos, yo. So check him out, yo. Check him out on Instagram. You looking at RVs right now? Is Moderna, Recon, good apartments? I'm gonna check out more apartments in Rincon Hill because there's some older skyscrapers that I haven't checked out down there. I'm gonna check those out. And there's also some at 690 Mission that are some skyscrapers too I haven't checked out. I'm gonna go check these out too. How expensive is LA? LA is freaking expensive. The thing about LA is like it's expensive with the housing, and then you need a car on top of that. So it kind of makes it like more expensive because you need a car on top of that. Why are you looking at apartments? So I was looking at apartments to actually look for an apartment, but now I made up my mind I'm gonna go travel. I'm just basically looking at apartments now for content. Jermaine is my favorite YouTuber yet. That's what's up. Jasper is good. Jasper's pretty cool. The thing about Jasper is you actually get a little bit better view just because Jasper is up that big old hill already, and then they built a building on top of that big hill, which all that big hill that the Jasper is built on is reclaimed land, by the way. But in the event of an earthquake, I actually doubt that land would fall because it's so big. It's very high above sea level. I doubt it would fall in the event of an earthquake. Have you checked out 1550 Mission? So 1550 Mission and 450 Folsom are by the same people. And I haven't checked out either one of these. Their website looks pretty intimidating. That's why I haven't checked them out. But what I'll do is I'll definitely try to check all of these places out before I leave. Yeah, for sure. When Tesla car is 25K, they will see me. Until then, Toyota is the place for me. I mean, I feel you on that. Like, I kind of want a $25,000 Tesla, yo. Because I already know a $25,000 Tesla, I'm going to want to add something. I'm going to want to change the color of the paint. $1,000, $26,000. And then maybe I'm going to add some self-driving feature, and that's going to be another, $10,000. So that $25,000 car is still gonna cost me $40,000, So that's why I want a $25,000 Tesla. Put that something on my face. Toyota Yaris for president. I've ridden my bike 60 miles throughout Boston, but those bus drivers will hit your ass. See, the thing is, if I go to a place like Boston, like I'm not trying to take no cars. No, I'm not trying to take no buses, no skateboards or bikes, yo. Boston's a little bit more spread out. I guess if you're in downtown Boston, you could get away with that. If you're in downtown Boston. But still, Yo, thanks for the super chat, Steve. Thanks for the super chat. Hey, Steve, you're in San Francisco, right? You live in Union Square or the TO? I'm just curious. How about Fisher Ocean. Is Fisher Ocean near here? We live in Austin. Austin in the house. Boston cops suck. You know, there's a lot of things to think about when you leave San Francisco. You got to think about the weather, and you also got to think about the police. Because I'm not going to lie, the cops here, I know people, like, hate cops because they just hate all cops, but, like, the cops here are, like, man, they're pretty chill, yo. They're, like, the chillest cops I've ever seen in the U.S., like, ever. Hands down. Like, hands down, they super chill. They do not mess with you. Unless you in a car. If you in a car, that's a whole different story. But still, if you in a car, like, for the most part, they don't mess with you. You know what I mean? Like, they just don't. Like, they're super chill. I mean, they don't mess with nobody. Like, it'd be people stealing shit out of a store. And they're just like, hey, just give me that roll of toilet paper back, and you just go outside. Like, you know, you can smoke weed in front of them. You can run red lights in front of them. Like, I mean, they're just pretty chill, you know. I didn't say you can run red lights in front of all of them, you know. Like, if you're on, like, a skateboard, you can probably do it. But, like, if you're in a car, that's a whole different story. Is driving an e-bike doing food delivery is bad in the winter? It can actually be really good in the winter because it's more orders. But you just got to, like, you know, stay dry. Like, put everything in a plastic bag. I don't know about the cops in Boston. I guess they know how to deal with the people. Do you invest in any spec stocks? Not any right now. No, not really right now. I think the biggest spec stock that people are talking about is the open door stock. But I'm shying away from that. SF is so lawless. It's pretty dang lawless, if you ask me. If you talk to Alex lately, I talked to Alex like yesterday. It's a hit or miss with the popo. I think it really depends on the area too you're in. The mayor is one of the best. Bitcoin good. It sure is a lot of it sure is. Madison Airhug. It sure is a lot of companies buying Bitcoin right now. Last month, seen a robbery at the CVS on Van Ness. I mean, I'm surprised there's not one going on right now as we speak. Where are you moving to? I think I'm just going to go travel around the country. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to travel around the country. It's going to be fun. Alright, so guys, not completely lawless. Just don't do anything. No one is going to help you. Yep, that's very true. So guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to end this stream. Thanks for the comments. I'm really excited about next month. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know something cool is going to happen. But I'm out. I'm going to go take a nap, go shower, go get back out a couple hours. And you guys have an amazing day. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome time. Peace out. I love all of y'all.